I've seen them come, I've watched them go, watched them rise, witnessed it and watched them blow. Watched them all blossom and watched them grow. Watched the lawsuits when they lost their dough.
Hello, and welcome to episode 9 of Who Watches Watching the Detectives, a weekly podcast which is unlike any other on the internet.
At least we think. We haven't really looked.
No, it's shh.
My name is Eleanor.
I'm Summer.
I'm joined here.
You don't get to introduce me. I have agency.
Oh, I'm waiting politely to be.
There's another one here. I don't know who their name is.
I was waiting for you to finish what you were saying about your co-host, so I wanted to be polite.
They're here with me today.
Yeah, okay.
As always.
Mm-hmm. I'm Grace.
Yes. And we're here to Watching the Detectives, the 2007 romantic comedy starring Lucy Liu and Cillian Murphy 100 times.
I want like a Monster Jam announcer 100 times.
This is episode 9.
Isn't that crazy?
Almost to the Big 10, almost 1/10 of the way there.
I was thinking about that. Isn't that crazy? Don't you feel accomplished? Don't you feel good?
I do feel accomplished.
This is the last recording of February. We're
2 months.
We're 2 months in.
God, that's sickening.
2 of 24. I feel like we're flying through it.
I don't want to do it next episode because of the thing that's happening next. Maybe we can do the episode after where we debrief the month. Or we can do it now.
We'll see. Hold on, I have to log Watching the Detective again. I did it last week on the pod, and I'm doing it again.
Oh my
Live in
God.
studio.
Well, what's
Housekeeping.
Last week I made the erroneous statement that I had never had a beaver tail. Turns out I did. I just didn't like it.
Wow.
What? They look delicious.
I had one and it had the like Nutella with Reese's.
That's too
pieces.
much. That feels like too much. I feel like just the cinnamon sugar.
Thought it was too sweet and I couldn't finish it.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to have a beaver tail.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to mention beaver tails every episode for the rest of the show.
I don't.
This
Why?
is housekeeping sponsored by Beaver Tails.
This has nothing to do. There isn't even like the connection of Beaver Tails to Watching the Detectives is that in one of our fictional sequels,
They go to Niagara
Cillian
Falls.
is Canadian.
In one of my fictional sequels, actually, I retain all intellectual property.
Listen, I'm not against the Beaver Tails. I just don't understand where it came from or what importance it has on the podcast.
Listen, the beaver tail trucks saved my life. They saved my life when I got lost at the Toronto Zoo. It was a beacon, and I stood near the beaver tail truck and waited for my friends to find me, because I knew eventually they would come by.
Eventually, they will have to return to the Beaver Tail cart.
And they did, and I was saved.
Beaver Tail cart is my French fur trader name.
I don't want to talk too much on beaver tails. There's one not far from me.
It's already too much. We can't
Welcome to the
possibly...
Beaver Tails podcast, the podcast where we talk about eating beaver tails for 100 weeks in a
For
row.
100 weeks. Episode 9, week 9.
nine.
Last
With
week of
different
February.
flavor.
Guys, how was your beaver tail this week?
My beaver tail was delicious.
I give my Beaver Tail 2 stars.
I don't even remember what I gave it.
I did not eat the beaver tail. I was in the room when the beaver tail was eaten.
I gave my beaver tail 4 tails out of 5.
I did not have a very good day, and watching the movie, like, it was nice to turn my brain off for a little bit. I gave it a 3.5 today. I gave it a 4, so for context, I gave it a 4 when I originally watched it, and then I watched another movie after watching The Detectives, and I gave that movie a 4. So I knocked Watching the Detectives down a 0.5 star because I enjoyed the other movie more. And I just needed people to know.
Wow. You couldn't have given the other movie like a 4.5?
No.
No,
because
I
it wasn't a
could've.
4.5 movie. It was a 4. It got what it deserved. And Watching the Detectives, once again, this is not the first time and it will not be the last time that Grace pulls points away from Watching the Detectives to allocate it in other movies.
Hey, man.
It's so sad. It
Hey, I'm
sickens
sorry.
me, your behavior.
I'm sorry.
Sickens me. Poor movie. Can't catch a fucking break.
It's got 91 weeks to catch a break.
I don't know how we're going to do this segment of the podcast, given its non-visual format, but I finished my super secret project.
Oh, shit.
I'm So excited.
And I would love to show you guys my super secret project.
I would love to know. It's been keeping me up at night. I wake up in a cold sweat, and I go, oh my god, Summer's super secret project. What the fuck? I can hear it, but I can't.
I didn't make an intro.
Okay.
Every time a guy writes a song, he's a cowboy, a sailor, playing with the world in his palm like the first.
You made a fan cam?
I made a full edit.
Yes!
It's a love movie trailer, flipping every image and sound. He thinks proves he was here. The
Oh my
hand is
god.
like a physical fight, a flash of light,
I love
a
this.
curtain, a toll, a tide, the passage of time, a height, a dive, a burden, a girl, a night, a typical tide, a siren in the water, a scroll, a nod, a message from God, a son, a holy father. Every time a guy writes a song, he's a sailor,
He's a cowboy.
holding out the world in his palm like he made it himself. Every time I open my mouth, I think, wow, what a loud noise. Go on the soapbox.
No, Summer, we gotta get you on the Kafka train.
No.
You can get crazy with it.
Don't do the damn. You don't need the transition. This is perfect.
You need to get crazy with it.
You're a refined artist. Oh,
Just remember,
I love this.
This is awesome.
what do you mean I watch this kind of shit? You know when I'm watching.
This isn't rage, it's worth a mention. This is a fake internal tension. Sometimes I spread out an opinion.
Oh, this is
Stand
shot.
on its back to gain.
You know, you can really see how well shot this movie
This
is.
isn't rage, it's too specific. I like to hate symbolic limits.
This has to go up on the channel.
Yeah. Bonus.
I can't hear what you guys are saying at all.
It's okay.
Just sweep me up and take me somewhere higher. Just sweep me up and take me somewhere higher. Just
This is like rejuvenating.
just sweep me up and take me somewhere higher.
Yes, the cuts. This is
Fuck, fuck, fuck,
awesome.
And that's what I spent like 3 hours doing today. So for the last couple of weeks, I copy pasted the lyrics to the song into a Google document, and then when I would be watching the movie, if I saw a scene that I thought would be a good fit, I would write down the timestamp, and then when I had all the lines timestamped, I did the edit.
That's so smart. Can you send me what that song is?
You don't know the song?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't.
No, that was like popping off on TikTok.
Oh, really?
It was going crazy on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. TikTok loves that shit. That's like
Hashtag senior
Shout out.
moment.
I'm all over.
Annabelle Dinda, I think.
I was saying though, like that felt rejuvenating. It made me excited to watch the movie again. Like I was watching it and it's like all of the best parts. So I'm like, wow.
I'm so happy you guys like
No,
it.
it rules.
I was not expecting that.
I think now is a great time to hit one of our segments just to keep things moving.
Absolutely.
My Watch of the Detectives romance of the week.
Oh,
Oh, we're
fuck. I
switching
forgot
up
we were
the
doing
order.
this.
Yeah, well, we're keeping things fresh. For me this week, I have a very particular couple that I want to shout out. They appear on the screen for maybe 2 scenes, maybe 3. There's this delightful looking youthful couple at the start of the movie in the party scene. I believe, and this is a little bit of interpretation on my part. I believe they're a polyamorous throuple, and they're interested in roping Lucian along
Sure.
folding him into their dynamic.
Where do you think he learned the dynamic?
Well, I know when he's talking, it's the.
No.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, for poly theory. That's where he got it
As for
from.
polycule theory, all of the secondary characters are in a polycule with Neil.
Right, but this is specifically Lucian and the.
I know, I'm saying this is where he learned about polyamory.
Oh, you think that before interacting with this throuple,
No idea.
he didn't know?
Not a clue.
Oh, I think
Was he in the polycule and he just didn't know what was happening?
no. He's
Or do you think
definitely
it formed?
He's definitely this is spiraling out of control as a side tangent, little throwaway segment. He definitely is flirting with the throuple, and he's talking about he's like it's a total ripoff of
Dead men don't wear plaid.
Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was him. And so that throuple is my favorite relationship of this movie.
My OTP of the week is Denise and Chad.
No,
that's a
I was
good-
gonna say Denise and Chad.
You can have the same one.
Cause it is Denise and Chad. My
It's true. You can't deny your truth, Grace.
that's so funny. Well, because I was thinking, like, I forgot we were doing this.
Right. Well, it is a brand new segment. I do apologize.
Yeah, it's a brand new segment. It's gonna take some time to. What is it like? You need to do a habit every day for 30 days or something.
30 days. Yeah.
So come back to me
or
in-
4 episodes.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry, you can continue. you stole my OTP. I'll come up
you
with
agree?
another one.
You'll come up with another one. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that Chad is the chattest Chad that ever existed.
We mention this every time, but it's true and it has to be said.
He looks like he's walking down the street and he's like already drunk. It's noon. He looks like he's had 7 beers already.
He looks like he's on his way to the casino. He's just had 3 sody pops and he wants to play some stickball after dark.
Sody time.
He looks like he's trying to quit cigarettes and he's really sweaty about it.
He looks like he owes money to the mob, but that's okay because, they kind of have this flirty repartee that that is never going to get developed, but it's going to save him a lot of money when they go to break his ankles.
He looks like he forgot Denise's birthday and is trying to distract her while buying a present.
He looks like if Tweety Bird came to life and was a human man.
That's crazy.
He looks like he eats exclusively bologna sandwiches.
He loves a Subway.
He looks like his favorite condiment is mustard, is what he looks like.
That's so hurtful.
Absolutely. Yeah, some mustard head.
Speak for
myself.
mustard heads everywhere.
Couple of mustard heads. Game recognizes game.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm like, I'll speak for all the mustard heads where I say ouch.
He looks like a woodshop teacher who will in the future cut off a finger.
Not his. He looks like a woodshop teacher who has dealt with students who've cut off fingers.
Yeah, frequently it's a problem. Like it's like a reoccurring problem. Like if you show up to the hospital,
That's actually why he's out.
if you're in high school and you show up to the hospital missing a limb, they know why you're there.
They know exactly who did it.
That's why he's out in the middle of the day. There was a morning shop class. They're like, oh yeah, Mr. Chad.
Mr. Chad, first name, last name, Chad.
Chad. They call him Chad squared.
This
His middle name?
What were we
You'll never
talking
guess.
about?
Our one true pair, Chad and Denise.
Chad and Denise, yes. So I gotta give the people an update because last week I stated my new goal, which will hopefully fuel me through these dark times, is to find and Watching the Detectives on new YouTube movie upload channels. And I was able to successfully find another upload this week. Unfortunately, it was the watching experience this week was pretty much identical to last week. There was no garage cardboard cutout performance change. It was the original music was gone. It was the YouTube auto replaced.
Was it the same weird MIDI horns?
It was the same song. So I don't know if it's like a default or
Will you send me the link to this? I want to experience this.
you're logged in
Oh, on the pod account?
I've been watching it on the pod account, on the pod
I'm not.
YouTube.
I'm only logged into the Twitter, which I think that you guys should take the pod Twitter away from me.
No, I think unleashing you is a good thing. Although if you're liking posts on the pod Twitter, it's mostly me, and then Grace goes around and she forgets
Yeah.
what account she's on and she starts liking things.
Sometimes I go on, I'll get a notification from the pod Twitter, and I think it's my own Twitter. And then I scroll around for about 15 minutes and like various things. And then I realize that I'm not on my Twitter because there's no one talking about hockey. And then I go, oh shit. And I unlike everything and I go to my own Twitter.
Well, you don't have to retract your likes.
I do.
So I just realized, not to interrupt your talk about the pod Twitter.
No.
2 of these uploads of the 4 unique and original YouTube uploads of this movie, 2 of them are under the channel Big Time Free Movies.
Of course.
Same channel has uploaded this movie twice.
Looking for movies.
Once under the title Watching the Detectives, Lucy Liu, Cillian Murphy, Romance Movie. And the other is Watching the Detectives, Cillian Murphy, Free Full with 3 L's Movie Romance.
There's an inner office competition to see who gets the most views.
Yeah.
Start bumping up the Lucy Liu cut.
Eleanor, are you aware that the 4th movie you've linked is in French?
You would think it would be. But it's
Wait,
not.
It's got the
It's
Euro
not.
title.
It's got a European title. It's got the alternate release title, or How I Met a Femme Fatale. But let me tell you, I wish it was in French.
This is so sad. I mentioned that video in the first episode of the podcast, and I said one of these days I'm going to watch the French version. And I find out now that there is no French version.
Nope.
This is devastating.
We should make a French version.
We need to make a dub. Let's dub this movie in Tokipono and Esperanto.
You need to stop with
You
the
gotta cool it with the
Tokipono.
Tokipono. Stop making Tokipono happen.
It
It's
is
never
not-
gonna happen.
It's not the language of the
Esperanto-
future. It just
Esperanto-
isn't.
Oh my god.
Jan Miseli, save me. Jan Miseli. Save me, Jan Miseli.
Jan Miseli, get out
Get
of
out.
here.
You're
Jan
not
Miseli, I
welcome
know.
on our pod.
Jan Miseli, I know you like the worst idea of all time. Jan Miseli,
I'm
save
swatting
me.
Jan Miseli with a broom.
I
Jan
don't.
He's
Miseli,
in the
save
corner
me.
of
I
the
need you.
ceiling,
I need
and I'm
you, Jan
swatting
Miseli.
him down like a daddy long leg.
Jan
That's
Miseli,
crazy.
you are my only hope. Shh, 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 shh. Guys,
What?
did you hear that?
I'm so scared.
I did.
What?
What was that?
Bum, 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 bum.
What the fuck is that? No, what is
Guys.
that? No, it can't be time.
Bum,
No,
bum, 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 bum.
no, oh my god, no. Oh my god, I'm
I
so
hope
scared.
you're ready, Grace.
I'm so fucking scared right
Bum,
now.
bum, 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 bum. Sequel Squad. Bum, 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 bum.
Did you guys workshop that together? Have you been planning to do that?
We're so in sync. Our hearts are so intertwined that we just know.
You guys are so fucking gross.
It's
You guys are
time
you
for everybody's
disgust me.
favorite Who Watches Watching the Detective segment. The segment,
Detagment?
the Detective segment is where we pitch a sequel or
She's
prequel
melting as we speak.
to our favorite movie. Now, last week, Summer pitched a delightful sequel where Canadian film star Cillian Murphy returns home and pretends not to. This week, I think Grace should take us home.
God damn it. I
With this-
knew
I mean-
it was gonna
You
be
said-
me.
You said you had an idea last week and we told you to write it down.
Do you think that I did that?
No.
What's so crazy is I do remember it.
Oh, well,
my
then by all
God.
means.
Yeah, because
miracle.
my alien memory is cleared.
I'm
No,
so.
It's a-
This is a
what's
miracle.
miracle?
and you're gonna
I'm-
say no.
I'm
you
dropped to
only-
my knees.
Yeah. No, I legitimately had this idea. This was the idea I was gonna bring up last week, and you said no, only one idea per week,
Yep, and now it's
and
the week.
you censored
You
me.
get to.
and then,
You get to present.
but what I think is gonna happen is I'm gonna tell you this idea, and you're gonna go, Grace, you just had that idea because we watched Mamma Mia, and you're lying.
Oh no.
But I'm not lying, and I cannot stress.
Grace, I don't know how to tell you this. This better not be They Do Mamma Mia because you already pitched that.
You've
What?
already pitched this.
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
Yes, you did. You pitched it in episode 7.
So
We talked about the timeline and how Mamma Mia came out the year after.
Dementia Man strikes again.
So I think it's
The
really
guy
great.
the guy who remembers forgot.
I think it's really awesome that I remembered this idea that I had. but not that I had already said it. So
Okay, so my
you know what?
watching.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. No. If you want to come back, well, let's put a
No, go for it. Go
put
for
a cap on sequel seekers. Come back to me and like
No, we've already done the intro. We have to do
the
sequel
intro in
seekers.
reverse. Run it back and then
You've
come back to
already
it.
skipped on your one true pair for this week.
No,
you
I
cannot also skip the sequel
I didn't
seeker segment.
skip. Summer took mine.
You said, "Come back to me."
Oh my! And then you never did, and the segment's over.
No, we're on our next segment. I'm gonna come back to you. I'm letting you think. Please, Grace, for the love of God, what is our sequel or prequel?
Or squeakquel.
Sequel, prequel trilogies.
I kind of just want to see them do Phantom of the Opera.
Okay,
Violet is the Phantom.
of course.
Of course.
As we all know.
And Killian is
Christine
the-
Daae.
Of course, yep.
Lucian is, oh my god, what's her name? Her friend, the ballet dancer.
I don't know. I've never seen Phantom.
Charlotte.
I've
I
never
don't know.
seen Phantom of the Opera. I'm
Crazy.
so sorry. I'm uncultured.
Yeah.
Crazy. We'll fix that.
I hate musicals. Get music
we
out of
learned
my
that
plays.
the other night.
We all watched Mamma Mia the other night, and Eleanor got really mad.
And so did I, but for different reasons.
Listen, this is slander because I was joking about not liking musicals, and now you've completely turned my joke into a fabricated truth. I love musicals. ABBA is carrying that movie. It's not fair to musicals because Mamma Mia sucks, okay? It's not a good
No.
movie. It's constructed bad. The characters suck. Nobody can really act in
you.
that movie. They're too drunk.
Fuck you.
I feel like
Mamma Mia is the best movie ever made.
I'm watching, like, my parents are getting divorced and I'm watching them argue. we went out for a nice dinner and now you guys are arguing about Mamma Mia again.
So tell us more about this watching the detective sequel, Phantom of the Opera.
Well, I'm just fan casting.
Because right now
at
you've
this
just given
point.
me a cast. And
Yeah, that's
is
it.
it just
Yeah,
is
it's
it
just-
strictly a one-for-one beat recreation of
Beat
Phantom of
for
the
beat.
Opera? See, this doesn't really feel like a sequel.
So does Violet have a horrifically scarred face?
It's prosthetics. It's actually another plot she's putting Neil through. They kidnap him and put him on a boat, and she like drags the boat along and sings.
She's dragging the boat?
Like with an oar. Sorry, I don't have my camera on. I literally did like an oaring, like a rowing motion, as if I had an oar.
Editing Eleanor, could you put an oar on the screen?
Don't ask editing Eleanor. We're not allowed to ask editing Eleanor to do anything anymore because Eleanor.
You
hates
can't just
Editing
stop telling her
Eleanor.
to do so many damn tricks. She was complaining to me.
editing Eleanor.
Editing
Put a
Eleanor
little boat
told
on the
us to
screen.
Stop
Make it spin.
asking editing Eleanor.
You're making editing
do
Eleanor
things.
jump through so many damn flaming hoops.
We love editing Eleanor.
She's just trying to get the damn episode out.
I don't have a sequel.
Okay,
don't-
well, that has been Sequel Squad.
Don't
Everybody's favorite watching the detective segment
Not
of the
mine.
week.
See, it was like the intro, but it was sad.
Yeah.
It's a sad guitar riff.
Do 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 do.
I feel like my quote of the week is gonna. I had a rough.
You're just jumping straight into the quote? How about we go back and you
Whoa.
select us a relationship?
Oh, last week.
There's so many great relationships in this film that have not been mentioned.
Yeah. Last week I got really experimental.
You
with
did.
it,
You got crazy with it.
and I want to keep going on that path. No, actually, I'm gonna propose a ship that has never been proposed before.
Propose to me. Get down on one knee.
I want to bring this to the table. Not that I necessarily believe in it, but the idea popped into my head, and now I need to present it to you.
Get down on both knees, like Shane Dawson.
What? Oh yeah.
Shane, editing Eleanor, put the picture of Shane Dawson
put the
proposing
picture.
on both knees.
No, don't do that.
Can you censor it? Can you like cut out so it's just like a black shape? On
What if
both
I
knees?
draw it in MS Paint
That
and
would
then we
be
don't have to
awesome.
look at him?
That would be so awesome.
That's perfect.
You got this, Grace. Just one segment.
Yeah. No, I'm doing it. Lucian and Jason the mailman.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lighten up, Jason.
Lighten up, Jason. How do you think Paul would feel that you're shipping his character with Lucian?
Well, I think Paul
I
is
don't-
clearly in love with Lucian
I
because you
don't
would not have
know.
written him to be so damn magnetic.
So dashing.
I have no opinion on Paul's feelings.
That man is a live wire. He's sparking through the whole scene. Every scene he's in, he's casting electricity through each one of his fingertips.
This is my
Like
ship.
Darth Maul. It's not Darth Maul. It's the other guy.
Sidious.
Palpatine?
Palpatine.
That's Sidious. That's fucking Palpatine.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Although isn't
Do it.
Sidious
Grace.
also Palpatine?
Grace.
Hi.
Spoilers.
They call me. I don't care.
Spoilers.
Rosebud is a sled?
What film school did you go to?
Spoilers.
Spoiler. No,
Spoilers.
I don't.
Actually, no, that's a great spot. It's time for everybody's actual favorite Who Watches Watching the Detectives segment of the week. Summer, what was your Who Watches Watching the Detectives quote of the week?
So, how does this work? You're the brains on the monkey wrench? And scene.
And
Thank you.
scene.
Clap, 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 clap.
He
clap,
says
clap,
after
clap,
seconds after pulling just a pouch of money from his pants. Grace,
Yeah.
Grace.
please
See.
enlighten us.
Yeah.
What's your Who Watches Watching the Detectives quote of the week?
So this is crazy relevant because I just had Chad on the brain this week. My Who Watches Watching the Detectives quote of the week is Chad.
That's not a quote, he's a guy.
No. When Denise and Chad like approach Neil, she goes, "This is my boyfriend Chad," and he goes, "Chad."
Chad.
Oh my god.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I'm like, no. Like, 'cause
No.
this is-
I remember.
This is why I was thinking about Chad and Denise.
I
'cause,
just
like,
watched the movie. I
the
remember.
interaction is so funny. Because Chad.
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 You can't say that
So
he's
you're
a
like-
guy. I know.
Jerking off in the bushes like some sort of peeping Tom.
Like some sort of peeping Tom. Eleanor!
What?
Eleanor, I would really like to know your Who Watches Watching the Detectives quote of the week.
Okay. I know you're overthinking it.
I know you're overthinking it.
Oh, fuck. Summer, what were we going back and forth last night? Because that's also up there this week. We were playing that game and I said something to you.
Playing that game.
Oh god.
I don't remember, but we fucking quoted the movie again.
It's
we?
horrifically quotable.
Yes. It is so quotable.
Unfortunately, I do find a sense of perverse pleasure in hearing what is not a quotable phrase from the movie and responding with the next line in the
Yeah.
movie.
It's insane.
I do this. The same part of my brain that does that with song lyrics has latched onto this movie in a
no.
horrifying way.
Oh my god. Yeah, because, oh my god. I've noticed this. I'm happy that you brought this up. Because I was going to say something, and I'm like starting to feel like we need an intervention of sorts.
Oh, what was it? The other one I had. Oh, the other one. I really pulled this one out of the hat, and it was bullshit. You said, "Oh, I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I'm stalling for time."
Shaking my head.
It's so crazy.
This is not good podcasting.
It's so crazy. It's like you could edit it together so no one would know there's any time gap at all.
Well, you see, the thing is, I do that.
What?
I make myself sound real cool and smart.
I know
and
you
funny.
do.
You add the sexy filter to your voice.
I do.
Every
I
time you
actually
speak-
sound nothing like this.
There's a quiet little like saxophone riff that plays in the background.
No. I didn't do that. I think that's a you thing.
I would.
That's actually the executive producers are jamming in the background.
Oh yeah, I said he forgot to rewind.
He forgot to rewind.
You hit me with a thumbs down on that one. Sorry, that was literally 10 days ago.
Yeah,
He forgot to rewind.
this was
Besides,
due back last Tuesday.
you forgot to rewind.
Jerry Lewis is gonna make a salad.
Jerry
Lewis
Lewis
is gonna
is
make a
gonna make a
salad.
Did I talk about Seventh Seal last week? Did I mention that this week was Seventh Seal week?
No.
Oh, well, then it doesn't matter.
Next week is Seventh
Next week
Seal
is Seventh Seal week. We're
Next
gonna
week,
watch...
we will
Seventh
finally
Seal.
know. This is
What
Bergman.
is Bergman?
Is Bergman?
This is
imagery.
Bergman? I'm so glad you
think-
forced me to watch this.
I think when we sit down to watch the Seventh Seal, we need to instill like a swear jar.
Yeah.
But for every time someone says this is Bergman, you owe
Hey.
the jar $1.
So we're getting really good at quoting this movie. By the way, I don't know if you know this.
No, I
It's
do.
getting
It's a
really,
problem.
really
Hey,
bad.
that was like 3 perfect lines in a row. Hey, so it's
a really-
episode 9?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Is episode
91 more watches.
Can I be real? Episode 32, we just go bar for bar. As long as we can.
And besides,
He forgot
No.
to
Forgot to
rewind.
please.
I kind of want to go stay quiet and just see how far you're gonna take this. No.
Well,
please.
What was that for, lover?
The painful thing is that my memory is so shit that it like really doesn't matter how many times it's been. I'm still like, huh?
Huh?
What?
I think an extra line or two sticks in my brain every time I watch it.
Yeah. A little, it clings to the gray matter.
I'm rolling around on a pile of glitter, and boy, am I getting shiny.
All the crevices are getting.
I had
Like a damn disco ball.
a relatively phone-free experience. Usually I'm not gonna lie, I've played Subway Surfers a couple times.
Grace, we have to
But
watch the movie.
I do! And I did today because I was in so much pain I could not physically hold my phone up. But it was nice to like shut my brain off. I had a nice time. I was home alone. It was a good time. Watching
gonna
the
be-
big TV.
Ooh, luxury.
It's still on YouTube. Still on YouTube.
Luxury and with ads.
With ads.
Don't you have it on DVD?
I know. I didn't feel like taking it out of my
Oh my
PlayStation.
god.
I'm lazy.
You can
Because
tell.
then I gotta turn the PlayStation on, I gotta get the disc out, and I gotta fucking turn the PlayStation off.
I'm gonna reveal another secret.
Oh my god.
A glance behind the glass.
I'm really scared.
If you look at my reviews, it's a rough simulacra of how locked into the movie I was. Now, there is some personal enjoyment. If I enjoyed my watch and I wasn't engaged, I'll give it a little more than, it's not like, a 1 is I did not watch the movie and a 5 is I watched every second of the film. Like, some personal preference does weigh in. It's still a review at the end of the day. But there is, I'm not going to lie. I do consider how much I was actually watching the movie with my my numerical rating. And let me tell you, folks, it was a 2 today.
It was a 2 today. For
Walk
shame,
out.
both of you. I had it on in the background while I was editing. Therefore,
Nobody's watching the movie.
yeah, but I watched a couple clips a lot of times.
Your
Okay.
favorite... Yeah, I'll count that. Your favorite scene you looked up, you said, yep.
You have to start skipping those scenes, though, in future watch-throughs.
No, you don't...
I
No,
gotta-
no skipping. No skipping.
I
Well,
gotta
no.
even it out.
Even it out, yeah. You don't want to burn the tape out.
No more skipping.
I can't watch the dunk slam scene for the next 70 weeks in a row.
Oh my god.
It is haunting me how desperately I need to know
It's
if she
Cubs
says
win.
God's will.
It's Cubs win.
It's Cubs win. It's
It's Cubs
absolutely
win.
Cubs win. There's no way she says God's
There's
will.
no universe.
No, because I just think that that's so infinitely funnier if it's God's will.
I agree
It
it's
is
funnier,
funnier.
but as every single piece of information we have learned about this film, it's never the funny answer. It's never the cool, interesting answer. It's Josh Gad was at one time in the movie, but he's not in the movie anymore.
I thought that was cool and interesting.
I guess.
It's like the location answer where me going on a scavenger hunt of clues found nothing, and then I just Googled it and it was in New York and Jersey.
Yeah. It's all of our attempts at sleuthing answer really just obvious answers that we could have, like Newton's flaming lasers sorted our way through. You guys know about Newton's flaming laser sword?
No, I was trying to think of what that could possibly
Yeah.
be.
It's like Occam's razor, but cooler.
Ah,
I
of
see.
course.
Editing Eleanor, just, AI,
No.
Google answer.
No,
Whatever.
don't AI it.
Just Google it and use the AI answer. I don't give a fuck. Go to Wikipedia. I don't fucking care, man.
Edit it, Eleanor. Make the answer do a flip.
I'm gonna throw
Editing
up.
Eleanor, have a drink of water.
That's lemonade.
Hi, Editing Eleanor. It's me, Podcast Grace. You remember me. We're gonna talk again in about 20 minutes.
Hi, Editing Eleanor. Do you come here often?
Well, guys, is there anything else we really need to hit on the way out?
I don't think so. I think this movie Pinata has been hit as much as we can this week.
We got the little tiny Tootsie Rolls, the handful of Tootsie Rolls that got tossed in the damn pinata.
I'm leaving them on the
I don't
ground.
like Tootsie
I don't
Rolls.
want
Nobody
them.
likes Tootsie Rolls. That's our prize for whacking open this damn llama is 4 Tootsie Rolls.
For who gets the extra Tootsie Roll?
We all have to split it in thirds.
We'll have to use Newton's flaming laser to...
I
Got
feel
it.
like, as a logical argument, it would be Wolf inept at the job of slicing a Tootsie Roll.
I think it would do the job just fine.
You know who else did their job just fine?
Who?
Us.
We did okay.
This week we found out we solved the answer. We found out who watches Watching the Detectives. It's us. We did.
It's
We
us.
watched
We
it.
did. Who's us?
And
Well, that's Grace.
I am.
And over there,
That's Summer.
over there, that's Summer.
We gotta get better at this outro thing.
And over there in the corner is Editing Eleanor.
And me?
Hi, Editing Eleanor.
You want to know my name?
You want to know my
Me?
name?
Me?
You wanna know my name?
You want to know my name?
You.
No, play us out, Killian.
You wanna know my name?
I'd be so glad to tell you my name.
Play us out, Killian. No.
I'll tell you my name right now.
And cut. I'm turning off the recording.
Now, this is very special to me because in like the early 2000s, I was in America and I wasn't really happy with the sort of work I was doing, and I wasn't really happy with my approach to acting. And everyone was like, "Man, you gotta watch Cassavetes," and it was kind of embarrassing that I hadn't watched it by then. So I went out and I bought this collection